Greetings, everybody. Here, let me adjust my camera a little bit. Welcome in. Happy Monday. And if you are here with us and you're here live, welcome in. We've got a free Instagram challenge that's starting at noon Eastern Standard Time today. If you are newer in our community, or if you haven't heard about this yet, I don't know how you haven't heard about it. We've been sending out emails like crazy, but maybe you haven't heard about it, and that's okay. We'll have another email going out here in about 2 hours, or let's see, about 2 hours from now, talking about how to get started and how to create your first piece of viral content fast. All right. So I am pumped to announce this brand new challenge. I think it's going to create a lot of virality in our community. I think it's going to create a lot of virality for you. All right. So if you haven't seen it already, I'm going to put a little link in the chat. And Roxy, if you can pin this link in the chat goes over to Dave's introduction to our Instagram challenge. All right. So he's got a short little introductory video. It's about 5 minutes long. It talks about the challenge. And if you're in on the challenge, if you want to be in on the challenge, you need to go to that post and comment, "Hell yeah, Dave, I'm in." All right. So this little Instagram challenge we're doing it because we've seen a real opportunity in the market. Marketing is always just about opportunity. It's about where can you get the most eyeballs for the least amount of price or time. You're either going to pay for ads or you're going to use your time for marketing, right? So either one of those two things. And so on Instagram right now, a lot of people are still on TikTok. Great. TikTok has been one of the most viral, hottest trends over the last 12 months or 18 months, really, that we've ever seen. And it's still hotter than ever. I thought, man, maybe TikTok's like gone down a little bit. No, that is not the case. We are still on our team right now. We start channels on TikTok and different social media platforms and test them just so we can test and see, right? And so we've got one now on TikTok that the first 3 videos I think 3 out of the first 4 videos that we placed have over 10,000 views. We got 1,000 followers in like 3 days. It was just, it's stupid the amount of views and virality that you can get. All right. So for everybody who's here and is on TikTok, TikTok ain't dead. All right. TikTok's, geez, they're rocking and rolling. But we are going to get this Instagram challenge rocking and rolling today. So what's going to happen is around noon today, there's it's about a 25 minute video I'm going to post in our group, in our Facebook group. All right. There's gonna be a big photo. And in fact, you're going to see, here's what you're going to see. Okay. You're going to see this on, let me share my screen here real quick. You're going to see, oh boy, I think this is it. Let's see. Yeah, you're going to see this. I was just in Canva. You guys think I don't create my own stuff. I create my own stuff, all right? I was just in Canva creating this 5-day Instagram challenge photo, okay? So you're going to see this in the Facebook group here later today in about 2 hours from now at noon Eastern. And then there's going to be a link in the post. It's going to link out to a short little video. I'm going to walk you through tips to creating your Instagram profile. I'm going to talk through how to get great content ideas. And in that video, towards the end of it, I have such a good tip for creating your content. It's stupid. Okay. It's one of the coolest little tools. You're going to want to tune in and see that. So make sure in the comments, there's a little comment. I think it should be pinned. Roxy, if you can private chat with me and let me know if that's a pinned comment. So it's pinned at the very top. There's a little post. Go get on that post right now or after the Wake Up Legendary show. Don't leave the show, for goodness sakes, but and go comment on that post that you're going to be in on the challenge. The challenge is happening in our Facebook group. That's where all of it's happening. We're going to be posting in there every single day. All right. So it will be in the, okay. All right. So let me just drop this link here one more time, just in case you weren't able to see it or you missed it or something like that. I'm commenting one more time here in the live chat with a link to our Facebook group. So go get in our Facebook group if you're not already. And there you go. All right. So today we've got an awesome guest, and let me stop my screen share here. There we go. We've got an awesome guest on today. As always, if you're newer to our community, we've got we do this Wake Up Legendary 5 days a week at 10 a.m. Eastern every single day, 5 days a week. And we bring on a new guest typically every single day, unless, an emergency happens and they can't make it or something like that. Okay. And today we've got an awesome guest. His name's Chris. I'm going to bring on Chris. Chris, where are you from, my man?
Hey, I'm in Oregon, Albany, Oregon, man.
All right. Awesome. Well, welcome to the show. Thanks for coming on, man.
Good to have you, or good to have me. I'm happy to be here.
So. That's like my uncle, or I have an uncle-in-law, I guess, who when he shakes your hand first time he meets you, he says, "Nice to meet me." And you're like, what? Nice to have me. So, how you doing? How's your morning? It's early for you too then, huh?
Yeah, quite earlier than I'm used to. About an hour later is usually when I get up, but yeah.
There you go.
Good to be here.
You look good. You don't look tired. You got yeah. All right. So, bring us into your world a little bit, Chris. Tell us a little bit about, give us the history. In your questionnaire, you said, for the last 20 years, you've done some construction, grocery things. Just walk us through sort of your experience of life, how you thought about life, and then bring us into your whole internet journey and what that's been like.
Yeah. So like you said, I've been working construction most of my life. Started out, I had two uncles that, had contractors or general contractors licenses. So I grew up around it, raised in the country on the farm, hard worker. I thought everything was a physical work, that's what I had to do. And so I got a lot of jobs working with my uncles, most of it under the table at the time. Then I got into adulthood where I had to pay taxes and went and got a job working for somebody who wasn't in the family, working construction. Did that for 20 years, probably 22 years. I had an accident close to the end of my construction career where I fell off of a 2-story house. And shattered my skull. I was in the hospital for a good 6 months, and then another 6 months of therapy, physical therapy.
Yep.
But because of that, I ended up having a lot of blackouts and seizures and stuff. And so it was hard to get back into the workforce because anytime I got a job, I would be on the job working, all of a sudden just crash or pass out or seize up or something. So it was hard to keep a job, hard to hold a job after having a very good work history. Always, everybody liked me prior to that, obviously, but I had a lot of trouble keeping a job. So luckily I had a lot of connections to where I could do side work, here and there. Anytime somebody needed something done, I could go remodel a house or do a roof or carpeting or whatever. And I was doing that for the longest time. And then this whole pandemic thing happened. And the end of last year, everything just started looking really, really sour for me. So I ended up losing my job. The business that I was working for, the company I was working for, sold out. And just every single employee was let go. And at that point, I couldn't find anything because it was right in the middle of a pandemic and I couldn't get it work. And anybody who knew about my past wouldn't hire me because they were afraid that something bad would happen. So right. Had that as a problem. Ended up losing my house, my two cars, my family that I had kind of just fell apart.
Wow.
And it was a mess. All that ended up happening between the beginning of November and the end of December, just in one big old bad turn of events. Something I wasn't used to. I actually ended up out on the street. I have kids, and I know that if I went to them, they would probably help their dad out, but I was too proud, I guess. And I didn't want my kids to have to raise me after raising them. So
Right.
I didn't say much to them. They didn't know much of my life or what was going on. They probably would have stepped in, but I didn't say nothing. I ended up with no house, no car, no job, and no wife. And then I was on the street. I stayed on the street for, I don't know, a good month probably, living on the street. Just, I thought I was going to change my life into that type of lifestyle at that time. And it wasn't fun. It wasn't anything that I would ever suggest anybody doing. If you have help, I would definitely go get help, because people are more wanting to help you than you would ever think. And don't let pride get in the way. But yeah, I just I'm old fashioned, and I didn't want my kids to help me out. So it just
Makes
so happens
sense.
that when I don't even remember where I was going, but I was walking on the side of the road, picking up cans and bottles. Oh, just prior to this event that I'm about to explain, I had purchased the program through Legendary.
Okay.
And I had no money. So a friend of mine showed me a TikTok video, and I didn't have any phone or any computer or anything. So I just sat there and watched it with him, and it happened to be somebody advertising for Legendary. And so I said, man, that really looks good. You know, I talked to my buddy about it, and I didn't know how I was going to get any money. I didn't even have $7, you know, to go out and spend on it, or nothing. So
Wow.
I actually decided at that moment that I didn't want to be on the street no more. So I immediately went out and started collecting cans, bottles, any way I can get money. Got enough together, and I went back to my buddy, and he helped me order it with the money that I gathered from, you know, pop cans and stuff. And he helped me order the program, the 15-day challenge. And that's how I got started with that. And I was trying to do it as much as I could, but I didn't have a phone or a computer or a laptop or anything. I would go over to his house every once in a while, check in and do part of the challenge. The 15-day challenge actually took me nearly a month to complete because of this whole scenario. But I would go over there as much as I could and do it.
My goodness.
Somewhere in the middle of the challenge, I don't remember exactly where, but I was walking down the street collecting pop cans, trying to get some food or some money for food and drink, and, you know, something to get in my stomach. And my daughter, of all people, she was driving down the road and saw me with a backpack walking on the side of the road, and she pulled over and picked me up. And she was pretty upset about the whole thing. Kind of mad, kind of sad. And she told me, "Get in the car now, Dad." And so I'm sitting there, you know, it's not the most beautiful day outside. So of course I got in the car, and I was upset that my daughter had to pick me up, you know. And she said that I wasn't going to live on the street no more, and I was going home with her. And that was pretty hard to take in, because I supported my kids. They didn't support me. So anyway, it was really hard. But on the way to her house, I actually, in the car, I was so emotionally bothered by the whole situation. I actually seized up in her car and started having seizures on the way to her house. She pulled over on the side of the road and got some help and called an ambulance, but got me to the hospital, got me taken care of. After that, we went to her house, and she never let me go back out on the street again. I love my kids; they love me. But that was a really hard pill to swallow. After that, I got to use her computer, and things started picking up.
So you're taking the challenge, and you're sort of like, damn, okay, I see this opportunity. The interesting part, Chris, I'm just so fascinated. I don't know, man. I mean, I haven't been on the street. I haven't. But I've been in the place where I technically had no money. I had credit cards, right? So I was overspending on credit cards, and you know, I basically I was just racking up debt, but I was kind of in that place where like technically I probably couldn't afford rent. Technically, I probably couldn't even afford gas. And I lived that way for a couple years. Just because I was working a minimum wage job and just didn't have money and didn't have financial resources. And it is just interesting to me. I'm not trying to trump your story or anything, but for me too, it was like, I'm going to wake up at 3 a.m. before I go to work, and I'm going to sit here and watch videos on Google ads and educate myself on this whole digital thing, because it's where the world is going. And I think, for you to go out and freaking pick up pop cans and there's just a difference there that's interesting, because I listen to and watch and witness and have witnessed over 10 years people who are in the same situation as you or similar situation. And they say, I mean, can I get a handout, please? Or can somebody please, can somebody sponsor me? Can somebody pay for me? Can somebody, like, where do I find $7? Or where do I find $1,000? Or, whatever. And I don't know. I mean, I just want to say, like, good for you, man. I mean, that's a hard place to be in. And, thank God you've got the DNA that responded with, I got to figure something out. I have to figure this out, and it's on me. Cause that's, I just feel like sometimes I feel almost blessed. I'm not, whatever. Just that my DNA sort of says to me, hey man, time to figure this shit out. Time to figure this out, dude. Like, what are we going to do here? And then figure it out. Cause there's other times where people, their programming has taught them, when they get in that situation, I can't do anything. Well, there's nothing to be done. Right. And that's a harder place to be in. In some ways it's easier because everything else is somebody else's fault, but it's a better place, a healthier place to be in. Like, I have to pick this up. I've got to figure this out.
Yeah.
So kudos to you, man.
Well, thank you. Yeah. It's really a dramatic change. I actually owned my own house and both my cars. And with everything that had happened to me, it was just one pitfall after another. Very bad turn of circumstance that just, I did not see it coming. I had never experienced something like that in my entire life. My whole life, I had busted my butt. I'd worked hard, physical labor thing, made a lot of money. No matter what I did, I was really, don't mean to brag, but I was really good at it. The physical labor part of my life was bred into me. My parents taught me values of the poor, the rich dad, poor dad thing. There's a poor dad scenario, but I made good money doing it. And I didn't know much other than that. I did try online things, but.
I wanted to just hit on that because I read this book. Have you ever read the book? Rich Dad, Poor Dad's a great one. But have you ever read the book, The 4-Hour Workweek? Have you heard of this book?
I've heard of it. I haven't looked into it too much.
Okay. So it's an older book. So is Rich Dad, Poor Dad, but from about 2007. It's called The 4-Hour Workweek. And in the book, I would say some of the principles and some of the stuff might be just a little bit outdated. But in the book, he talks about a scenario where he says, look, most of our lives are controlled by fear, but the fear itself is irrational. The fear itself is, it's not tied to anything concrete. We're scared and fearful of things that are abstract, and that, we fear or we are scared of losing everything, right? But what would that actually mean? What would that actually be like? So he does this exercise. This is crazy. He does this exercise where he says, for 2 days, I just went out with nothing and just slept on the street. No money, no nothing. I just walked out in shorts, t-shirt, had a blanket with me and a pillow. And I was just like, okay. And he just went out and he just said, like, what if I didn't have anything that I own? What if I didn't have anything? And he was, he's a very successful dude. So like, he's now off of his phone. He's not doing anything. And he said, sometimes we have this fear of losing everything. Right. And he said, at the end of the day, though, what most people don't understand is on the other side of that is, you can usually pick up the pieces. There's a new starting place. There's a new beginning. And sometimes it's meant to be that way, or sometimes there's purpose and meaning in that whole process. And I just thought that was cool, and it reminded me of your story because you even you mentioned today for a title suggestion, like it's a new beginning, right? And I just feel like some people on this show, like myself, even I'll just be real honest. I very much fear losing it all. And I've thought though recently, man, what if I did lose it? What if everything was lost, right? Everything, house, cars, like your scenario, right? Absolutely everything. It's so inspirational for me to see you sitting here right here today now, having gone through like a short little 7-day challenge, and then, making your first $1,000 online. Like, that's crazy, man. You think how many people in the world don't hit that place, especially when everything's stripped from them. Man, what a cool inspiration.
Yeah, I can tell you without any question in my mind that the program at Legendary has completely changed my entire life, my entire thought process. The knowledge that I've been given, the knowledge that I've learned and continue to keep learning, reading books. I'm on another book now, but it has changed my life so much that I cannot imagine, with the information that I now have, I cannot imagine ever falling into a place where I couldn't get out of it again.
Right.
And I felt at one point like there was no hope. Not too long ago, I felt like there was nothing, no way I could change, no way I can get fixed because nobody's going to hire me. I thought I wouldn't ever be back up there again. Right. And there's no words to describe what I have been able to take from this entire process and journey that I've had. It's unbelievable how much this has helped my life. That it'll never be the same again. It will never be the same again. I got back into my family, and everybody took me in with open arms, and I knew they would, but I didn't want that to happen. I didn't want somebody to take care of me. I'm the big guy, I'm the guy who's supposed to take care of everybody else, So when everything started falling apart, I was thankful that they helped me out. But at the same time, I had that pride in my head, So now I'm back to a point where people are coming to me and asking me, hey, what are you doing? You were just on the street not too long ago. What the heck are you doing? And they think that I might be doing something illegal, but then they see how I'm dressed and how I, am living. And right. It's completely changed my life, even so much so that it's better than before I lost my job. I mean, I'm making more now and doing better now than I did prior to the entire event happening. So if this event did not happen to me, I don't know if I would even be right now where I'm at. Yeah. It blows my mind even for me to think about it sometimes.
It's crazy. It's absolutely nuts. So now what I thought would be interesting, or what comes to mind for me is, as you get started in the challenge, you start to create some content on TikTok. What was that whole TikTok process like? I mean, did you feel like creating content was tough? Was it difficult? Because you're at 13,000 followers or something?
Yeah, right now. Yeah.
Yeah.
It took me quite a while. It's kind of a funny story, but it took me quite a while because what I did is I jumped on that train right away, and I didn't know anything about what I was doing. I didn't go and look it up on YouTube. I just started doing it, right? And I didn't take nobody's advice. I just jumped right in. Actually, I asked my daughter, because she does TikTok. I go, how do you do this? And she taught me the format of the whole thing, my youngest.
Really? Yeah.
And so actually, she's a little upset because I won't promote her right now. But anyway, so I had to learn that from, people around me, and just ask my kids or whatever. But it really started out slow because like I said, I didn't go and look it up or anything like that. So I was moving really slowly. And then after I got some more advice, and then I started studying into it, it really picked up for me really, really fast. I mean, literally overnight, once I realized how to do it. I just needed to look into a couple other people that were doing it and how they were doing it. And it didn't even take much effort at all, really. TikTok is phenomenal as far as, I haven't posted a post probably for a good 3 weeks because I've been trying to, I'm actually trying to do this Instagram challenge thing, but
nice.
I've been setting up my Instagram, trying to figure it out, and been watching a lot of videos on that and stuff. But there's other things on the side. You know, I'm doing side work too, in order to supplement what I'm doing here. So.
Yep. I love it. That's awesome, man. Congrats. That's huge. What, for somebody who's newer and, or somebody who's got a following on, let's say TikTok or something, but they're newer to content, they're newer to getting started with that. What would you tell that person if they're hesitant to get started on TikTok or hesitant to kind of get moving?
Well, I know from experience, it's really scary to be putting yourself out there. My very first TikTok, I had been putting it off because I made excuses for myself, and I didn't realize until later that that's what I was doing. But it was because I was so scared to be in front of so many faces. And I didn't have a problem showing my face. There was no reason why not to. Just I was scared to. My advice would be, what I did was, I was so nervous. All I did was I just put the camera in front of my face, and I said, literally, these are my words. I go, somebody told me to make a TikTok, so here I am making a TikTok. And that was my first video. And that, I mean, it was literally probably 10 seconds long. But it gave me the encouragement after I started seeing a couple followers jump in, and I hadn't really had any prior to that.
Yep.
It just, that one little short thing, I had within a day 600 views, and that's a lot for your very first video, I thought, anyway, at the time. And just those words, that's all I said, and it gave me the encouragement to do the next, and then the next, and the next. And I'm encouraged a lot by progress. If I see progress, I jump on the train right away. But it's getting past your own fears. Getting past your own fears, I think, is the biggest thing for most people.
Agreed. I agree. Getting past that voice in your head that isn't really actually even all that defined. It doesn't even really have any sort of, I don't know. Yeah, it doesn't have a definition. It's just this sort of abstract, weird fear that's out there. And who is it? I don't know. Why do you care so much? I don't know. It's scary.
The majority of people on this earth don't even realize it, but because of history and the way we've been even just in the United States, it's almost been in our DNA to live in a state of fear. And regardless of what you're doing, it doesn't matter. People are just, in their minds, it's embedded. They live in a state of fear, and they don't even know it most of the time.
Yep.
So
agreed.
I can tell you from experience that there is nothing I am aware of in my life that is more fearful, to me anyway, than having my own kids take care of me. I mean, that was hard. That was hard to swallow, you know. So, and I get motivated I get really motivated when somebody tells me I can't do something. So anytime somebody says, Chris, you can't do that, that's impossible, I just, oh yeah, watch this. So
yep, totally. Well, cool, Chris. Man, thanks for coming on. And seriously, your story is an inspiration. I think there's going to be a lot of people in this journey who are really inspired by that. Hey, make sure you go get on our TikTok or our Instagram challenge the next 5 days. It's going to be fun. You've got some viral videos on your TikTok. Man, take those videos. Use Snaptik.app. Take those videos, just strip them there and put them on Reels. That's an easy way to boom, get those things out. So, Chris, if you ever need anything, man, we're here, and we're always here to help. But thanks for coming on, man.
Yeah, anytime. Thank you.
Really appreciate it. All right. Okay, guys. Man, go give him a follow. All right. His story is inspirational, and it's just powerful. We're going to be, it's what is too much and it's what is two with the number much on TikTok. You can see it on the screen there. And just as a reminder, we're doing an Instagram challenge. Starts at noon Eastern Standard Time today. We are going to post in our Facebook group, and on this live, if you're watching as a recording, there's a pinned comment with the link to that post on how to get involved on that. All right. So starts at noon Eastern Standard Time today. For those of you who are here, it's rock and roll. We'll see you on the Instagram challenge. We'll see you back here tomorrow, 10 a.m. Eastern. We're here every day, 5 days a week, 10 a.m. Eastern for Wake Up Legendary.